me tell you what you need tonight. A little something to whet your appetite, and it's gonna make you feel alright. Sweet Gravy and Carmen Kirk, check them out as they go to work. Congratulations on your new podcast. Now open up a can of whoop ass and blast, blast, blast. This is Angelo, and I hope you like this show. Wow. Yeah.
Ooh, Carmen, say hello to the newest member of Rocket League's Gold Division in competitive play.
I don't know nothing about it.
Okay, so Rocket League, it's basically like soccer cars. Mm-hmm. Like you play
race car soccer.
Mm-hmm. You're like on a field and you bump the car, you bump the balls with your car, mm-hmm. and you try to make the ball go into the goal. Mm-hmm. And typically I play one versus one, but I've decided to switch it up, and I've now been playing 3-on-3. Mm-hmm. And I've also switched to competitive play rather than just casual play. Mm-hmm. Because I noticed whenever I play this Rocket League after work, I tend to get kind of beat a lot on casual because there's no rankings or divisions. But on Saturday morning, I win.
Yeah, but you're looking at it too strongly. Okay. Just play for fun. Why?
I do play for fun.
Don't play to be competitive.
Well, it is a competitive.
It's okay
game.
if I play a video game and I lose. I just lost.
No, you quit. When we play Hot Wheels, you give up.
Yeah, I give up.
Right.
Because I lose.
Because you 10 out of 10. And you go backwards.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
And you got a little do not enter sign on your thing because you're driving backwards for some reason.
Yeah.
Speaking of driving backwards.
Oh my God. Don't even do that.
Huh?
So recently I just went and took my driver's test in Ohio, and I passed the driving portion, but they have a maneuverability portion on the test where you have to pretty much drive through these cones, and then you have to back out of the cones the same way you drove through them. I couldn't see the cones. I couldn't see out the car windows. I was using a car that I rented from the driving school next door. And it was just a disaster. And then my instructor was this mean man.
A mean man?
He's just like, oh, you don't, like, he wasn't giving me chances.
Why is he supposed to?
Yeah, why not?
Because you're going to be on the road with public.
But I'm never going to use that maneuverability on the road.
You don't know?
Never.
Nah.
There's no person that's going to back their car up that way. That is not something that you use every day. So why do you have to do it for the test?
So explain what you had to do.
So you have to drive through these cones, and then you got to go left through cones, and then you pretty much have to back up left and go back through the cones that you just did. So I was backing up. I'm on the right cone.
There's 5 cones total, right?
Yeah.
There's 2 cones, and they're 9 feet apart.
Right.
And your car is in between those cones.
Right.
And then you drive 20 feet through 2 other cones that are 9 feet apart, directly in front of the other 2.
Right.
And then there's a cone right in the middle.
Right.
And they tell you to go left or right. And then, so you go left or right, and then you're next to the cone that's in the middle.
Right.
And then you have to reverse back through the 2 gates.
Yeah.
Right.
So essentially like parallel parking, but not.
Right.
And then he's like, well, you can't readjust your car. You have to go all the way back through and line your car up with that middle cone. I can't even see the cones. I don't even know if I'm lined up or not because I can't see the cones outside the car. I can see the one on my left side, but I can't see any of the other ones. Right. So how am I supposed to know if I'm lined up if I can't see the cones? Then they're like, use your backup camera. I don't know how to use the backup camera. I ain't never had a car with a camera in it.
Because you've never driven a car with a camera.
Right. So I'm like, the camera is weird. Like, and then trying to look at the camera, then look at the mirrors and back up. Oh my God! I didn't run over the cone because I could feel myself on the cone, so I just stopped. And then he was like, "Oh, you can't readjust. Go all the way back to the beginning and start over." Now my car's in a weird position because I don't know where I'm at, and it's like I kept trying to do. I did it like 4 times. He's like, "Okay, let's do the driving part." I was like, "God damn it, I failed it." At that point, I knew I failed it. I was like, "God damn, like it ain't nothing I can do." I just feel like people who have those jobs, like, do you feel good about yourself, like telling people you can't get your license because you didn't go through these cones?
I'm sure some people. It's like anything else. There's got to be some people that are like
the same thing with people
today,
who give parking
how
tickets.
many F's am I gonna give?
Exactly.
Right.
He was one of those people. I'm gonna give you an F.
Uh-huh.
I was like, man, like you must feel real good about yourself giving people F's on
But
the
maybe
driving
he's just
test.
a guy. He's just showing up to work like everybody else.
No, he's not a good person. You give me an F, I don't like.
Imagine
you know.
all the people he's got to deal with and all of the kids.
Then he was so strict. He was like, "Oh, you got 10 points. Damn, you gave me the whole 10 points." He's like, "Yeah, I would have failed you if you hit a cone, but you only touched it, so I just gave you 10 points." Boy, are you crazy? 10 points just failed me too. You might as well just fail me in the first place.
Right.
What's the point? What's the difference of failing me and giving me 10 points and making me fail?
I don't know.
Oh my God, so angry. I had to go through all this drama to do this driver test, and then this guy is like being anal about the test.
Right.
And then when I look over, I see the black lady doing a test. I said I should have got her.
You wanted her. You wanted a black lady.
But you can't pick who you get.
Right. Say, I want that one.
Yeah, maybe she'd be more lenient and be like, "Girl, I understand that it's a little struggling."
Or maybe not.
Or maybe not.
Or maybe
you never
she's
know.
even worse.
Even worse.
Right.
My God. That's so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So that was I need to get my driver license here, and it's my fault. Everybody listening should, any younger kids listening, understand. Pay your parking tickets. Pay your traffic tickets. Don't let them go, because I let my tickets go, then I end up owing fines and got my license suspended, and now I'm in the position I'm in because I was a dumb kid and said, put all those tickets on my tab.
Parking tickets.
Yeah,
that's a bummer. I feel silly just because I let my license expire and I never did anything about it. So then I had to go through the whole thing again.
Yeah.
And it didn't have anything to do with tickets. There's no reason I didn't do it. It's just like, I was just like, I don't need it.
Being an adult is hard. I want to go back to living in my parents' house and don't have to pay no bills.
Hey, we got a basement we can live in.
Yeah.
Somebody out there got a basement we can just crash in?
Yeah.
Rent free?
I don't even like.
Can you make us dinner on Friday night?
Normally, people look at people who live at their parents' house and they're like bums.
Yeah.
I think they smart at this point. I think it's the opposite.
Yeah.
I think you pretty smart for like y'all all come together and pay rent together because things are really bad right now.
Right. We're moving back home. Yeah.
Don't say that. Your mom gonna be like, "Hey, y'all come in here to live. We could all do this together." That's so funny. But yeah, so that's been it's been a lot.
Well, you're gonna pass. So today we're gonna get some little lessons in. I'll show you some tips and tricks, and you'll be good.
I know that you say you do this for a living and you know how to do it. I would be surprised if you can do it with our car.
No, I got it.
I feel like them cones ain't far enough apart.
You don't remember whenever we get the U-Haul a box truck?
I'm not doubting your skills. I just feel like this test is impossible.
I drive it back up all the way into the building, and you're like, "Oh wow, you do it like that."
I'm not doubting that you have skills and talent.
The man is like, "No, you're not supposed to be back here."
Yeah, then we had to go.
Right. Well, he didn't even think he could do it, but I can, Carmen. I know how.
I'm not doubting that you can do it. I just look at the test as being impossible. I don't see how anybody can do it.
It's not impossible.
How are these people driving to get through this test?
Well, they're on the road for a reason.
You know what the people told me? They said, 39 people took the test yesterday. None of them passed. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Everybody failed, so you're not alone.
That's right.
It's like, thanks. So if 39 people failed, you don't think that the test is the problem? If every single person that took the test in one day failed, you don't think is some issue there?
Maybe.
Oh my God, I'm just angry.
You just got to do better.
Yeah, just got to do better.
Right.
Don't do my best. Do somebody else's best.
That's right. So I went to the, whenever I wear jeans, typically I'm a Levi man. Depending on my waist size, because I always get the same size depending on my waist size. I either get like a 5'9" or a 5'6". Because one's a little looser than the other one, you know. So if you're feeling the pounds one time you go shopping, you're like, maybe I need to get the 5'6" this time, you know? And then you're like, I feel good for the 5'9", right? So I was like, man, I really need some like nice jeans, you know. Like all my jeans are torn up. I don't have any jeans.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
No,
I have no jeans.
You got a couple.
All I have are like my work pants.
You had a couple pair.
And my white ones, which you don't like.
Right.
And so I was like, I need to get some jeans. So I go into the Levi store, a whole store with Levi, Carmen. I've never seen a store that only has the there's a Columbia store, you know, but like Levi, you would think it's typically relegated to just like one section.
Go to Atlantic City. They got the whole warehouse there.
What?
Just sitting there. You can get everything Levi ever made. It's amazing in Atlantic City.
Well, I go in there, Carmen, and this person says, "Hi, welcome to Levi's. What are you looking for today?" I can't do it. I walk in and you already want to know what I'm looking for.
They're there to help you, Kurt.
I said, I'm just looking around. And so then I look at the jeans and I give them a good up and down, and I'm just at this point I'm just killing time because I'm not gonna buy anything from the store.
Why?
Because of the way that the lady talked to me.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. The way hi, well,
because she asked you what you were looking for.
I can't do it.
You
Carmen.
can't live your life like this.
No,
Kurt.
she said I'll buy the stuff online. Sorry, I can't.
So now you're just in there looking dumb?
Yeah, so I'm just like looking around. I look at this jacket. I like this jacket. And she says, she comes over to me as I'm looking at this jacket. It's not even like a jacket that I really liked. I'm just like looking at the jacket because I'm biding my time to walk out the door. She comes marching over, Carmen. She's like, and she's like, what size are you looking for? I said, extra large. And she goes, bah, 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 just looking through all the things. And she's like, damn, there you go. I'm like, thanks. I look at the thing. I put my hand in the pocket. I put it back on the rack, and then I leave. I can't deal with that.
You can't let other people like stop you from.
It's the worst. Just let me peruse. I don't need a little shopper babysitter. I don't need a personal shopper. I don't need you to say, oh, blah, blah, blah. Maybe I want something with a little bit more. No. I just let me look around.
Kirk, this is how the world works.
No,
this is the stores you go into. The same thing when you go in the malls and they're on your ass trying to get you to buy things. It's the same thing in the stores. You can't let and you do it, and then it affects me too. It's like, oh, like you feel uncomfortable going into the store because somebody asks you a question. Who gives a fuck about that bitch? Nobody cares about her. It's just like, hey, lady, you could easily say, can you get away from me so I can shop around? I don't want to shop around with you up my ass. Can you get away from me? And she would have been like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I was just trying to help you. She's only trying to help. And then you were already disgusted by it. And now you're like, I'm not buying anything. And you did that when we were in Portland. We went to the Works Cafe and we got
well, you wanted to buy seconds.
We went to the Works Cafe.
I wanted I remember. I wanted a freezy coffee.
Yeah, so we got 2 freeze coffees. And then, we're walking down the street, hanging out. And then and you said, well, what should we do for lunch? Let's go back to the place we got coffees from and get some lunch. Right. I can't go in there again because they already saw me. Yeah. Okay, so now I can't get lunch there because you freaking out because they saw you one time. You got to stop that.
Yeah, I can't do it.
You got to get over that.
I can't do it. Because you know what happened? Where I went to high school, there was only one like place to eat in town. It was a Dairy Queen. And there was a
I've never eaten at Dairy Queen, by the way.
Yes, you have.
Just ice cream.
Right. That's still eating at Dairy
I'm saying
Queen.
I never like ordered off their food menu.
Oh, the beautiful flamethrower burger. So
I just can't. It's ice cream and then food. I can't do the food.
The chicken tenders chicken tender basket, fries, chickens, gravies. Ooh. But there was the one place, and went there for something, and then I was hanging out with some friends, and then they were like, okay, well, let's get some food. Let's go to Dairy Queen. So we go back to Dairy Queen, and the woman recognized me. She said, "Oh, welcome back." And so I can't do it.
Oh my God! What? So that just killed you?
That's it. I never want to feel that shame again.
Shame? Yeah. What is it shame for?
Going to Dairy Queen twice.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's kind of fat ass.
Yeah.
That's some fat ass shit.
Some fat ass
like,
shit. Yeah.
You only need Dairy Queen one time in the 2 weeks. You don't need to do it 2 times in one day.
Yep. So.
And you scarred from that moment.
That's it.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah. So, but the funny interaction was as I was in there, the woman that was working the thing, some guy came in, and she looks over at him as she's like dealing with me, and she says to him, she says, "Oh, weren't you in here earlier?" And the guy said, "You know what he said?"
What?
He said, "No, that was the other Asian with blonde hair."
Oh my God. Oh! Did he say that to her?
He said that to her, yeah.
It's like, girl, your customer service and took a hit. Because you got to realize her perspective. She's only trying to be nice. She's not trying to. She's trying to earn that commission, that additional little couple cents you get.
She's like, he's looking at those $120 jackets. I'm gonna show him. I'm gonna give it to him. I put it in his hand. If it's in his hand,
$120 jacket.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Okay, so that's where you went wrong in the first place.
What?
Why are you in that section? And don't nobody need to buy a $120 jacket. That's crazy.
Unless it's got White Castle on it.
Unless it's some name brand
White
that you
Castle.
Can wear one time, then
White Castle.
No, that's crazy too. It's like, you buy expensive stuff. I don't ever think to go expensive like that.
I don't really get anything that expensive though.
How much did the White Castle jacket cost?
It was maybe in the triple digits.
Exactly.
Low trips.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's too much for a jacket. It's like, go to Tarjay. Even though Tarjay be getting out of control too.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm looking for like a hoodie, and even just like a regular hoodie, $50.
No, it's not 50.
Yeah.
It's the places you're going to.
No,
you like the more expensive things in life.
No, you go to Walmart and you at least paying $30.
No, you not.
For a hoodie, yeah.
Girl, you can get a hoodie for $15 at Walmart.
No way.
They might not be good quality.
You can't do it.
I mean, I get it. You spend money for quality. You spend money.
Sure.
You might get a better fabric. You might get something that lasts for longer. I understand that. But $125 for a jacket is outrageous. Right. Especially for, it's not a winter coat.
No, it's just a jacket.
Like my winter coat costs.
It would be as thick as what you're wearing now.
Yeah. Oh, hell no. My winter coat costs like $189. And so you're gonna get a jacket for $125, and I got a whole winter coat, and I got a nice winter coat. Like that Columbia coat is, I don't even know if it's Columbia. I don't even know what it is.
Right.
But it's a nice coat for almost $200. And then you're gonna get a jacket for $125?
Yeah.
Hell no. See, you want to.
You want to say this, but I didn't buy it, Carmen.
How much your house shoes cost?
My slippers?
Yeah.
They're expensive.
$100?
Yeah.
Exactly. Who buy $100 slippers? You can go to the dollar store and get slippers for $5.
Carmen, with those slippers, you put your feet in them, and
that's what I'm saying.
Your life changes. I like the minute your feet go in there, you're like, oh, everything's okay. Like I can deal with the world now. If I wore those slippers dealing with that Levi's lady, I probably would have bought something.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. It's possible. But it's been I feel like it's been not an eventful week, but it's been a few things going on, and I wanna take this time and talk about these childrens out here, these unruly childrens that's out here right now. And we spoke about it before. And I feel like parents out there gotta control their kids. The screaming from the kids is starting to bother me so bad. Like, especially at my job, the kids come in and they're just like, they're just screaming everywhere, and I'm just like, I can't. But when they come in, I can't even focus because the screams are so loud. I'm losing track of tickets and everything because the kids are screaming and it's like, can somebody do something about that?
Right.
Like, where's your mom? And then you look at the parent. They just making their food, acting like the kid not screaming and interrupting everybody else's day. It's like, can you do something
Well,
with
that's their
your child?
life. They gotta.
They didn't just got used to the kids acting unruly and just deal with it. So we went to the ghetto Kroger yesterday, and I'm in there, and it's this kid, and she's screaming, and she's upset because the mom told her, you can only pick one toy. You could pick the pink toy or you could pick the bubbles.
Right.
Well, she couldn't decide which one. She wanted both.
Right.
So she didn't want to make a
Who doesn't
decision.
want bubbles?
Right. So she's like, what? Like, so she's like, no, I want both. She's like, pick one. She's like, no, I want both. She's like, okay. So she took the pink toy and then paid for it. And you don't get the other one. And the little girl was like, but we don't have bubbles at home. We don't have bubbles. And she was like, I don't care. You're only getting one toy. And since you didn't pick, I picked it for you. So you're not getting the bubbles. The girl had a whole freak out about these bubbles in the store. Everybody was looking. Nobody knew what to do. They just like, oh my God, just do something. And the lady is like, I'm going to beat your ass when we get home. And the kid didn't care.
Right.
We don't got bubbles at home.
We
need
bubbles.
those bubbles.
Yeah, right.
And I
I'll
was just
take
like,
this ass whooping for some bubbles.
But for real, she was no, she probably not gonna whoop her ass when she get home. She just she was just embarrassed in public. And it's like, oh my God, man, somebody gotta do something with these kids. It's a reflection of the parents when your kid is screaming and acting crazy like that.
Well, the kids are. So I was at the other Kroger yesterday, and there is this man there, and he had two daughters, two like one, both pretty small, like toddler size. And as you like leave, there's like a rack of umbrellas, you know, like right next to like the cash station. And one of the older little girl takes one of the umbrellas and starts to walk away with it. And he's got his bags, and he got these two little girls. One of them's in the cart, you know, but it wasn't like a cart you could put bags in. It was just like a little trolley thing. One of them's in the thing, and then he's trying to put the umbrella back in the thing, and he's like, they don't give these away. It's like, but I mean, it's after the register. You know, so it's a kind of like a bad place to put them in. And then they got all those
kids.
They got
like,
all those chips in like the breezeway. You know, like why do they have the chips out there? I gotta grab the chips before I go inside the grocery store to buy them. Like, it's weird. Isn't that strange?
Yeah, that's a perfect place to steal.
Right. I'm gonna take these chips, and they nice chips are a bag of chips is $5-6 these days.
Yeah, chips are expensive.
But I felt for that man when he had to put that umbrella back, and he's just so frustrated.
And what did he say? He said,
he said they're not giving these away.
You gotta, and that's kids don't understand that the parents gotta pay for things. So this little girl like screaming about bubbles, she don't realize her mom might have not had the money to pay for both toys.
Right.
But hey, I'm gonna spend my last and get you this toy, and she's
the-
like, I want both.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? Well, if we have a kid, Kirk, that's not about to happen. So now you're not getting either toy, and you're going home and going to bed. You're not getting, and you better hope I give your ass dinner if you want to act like that.
Right.
I feel like it depends on I mean, it's difficult with small children. Small children scream, you can't really, what you gonna do about it? You just gotta figure out a way to calm them down, kind of. With little tiny, like 1-2 year olds, 1-2 year olds, they cry. That's their language. That's how they speak.
Right.
So I mean, that's different. But once you hit 4, 5, 6, 7, I'm about to beat your ass when you get home.
Yeah.
You is not about to act like that in public.
Right.
Like my dad would just be like, wait till we get home, and then we just straighten up immediately. Like, oh shit, we gotta go home with him.
I think I was with you, but we were flying somewhere, and it was before we got on the plane, and this little kid was just screaming and yelling, and like everybody was like, let that kid get it out now before we're on the plane, because then you're on the plane and
You stuck with that
you're
child.
stuck with that child.
Yeah, and then I mean, I try to look at it from both perspectives. I'm looking at it from a person who's like, you're messing up their experience, but then the parent who has no clue. If they're small, 1-2 years, like maybe you shouldn't fly with them, or and maybe you should like keep those plans to like, I'm sorry you can't go see grandma for 2 years because your kid ain't able to.
What grandma?
Yeah.
Right.
You can't have a grandma for 2 years because the kids ain't able to
I don't know who you're
keep
talking
it
about.
together.
Who?
Yeah, it's a weird thing. But yeah, there's been a lot of stuff that happened. We talked about Rihanna's Super Bowl situation, and she's getting all this backlash right now. All these people pretty much saying that they wanted to see a wow Super Bowl and that she didn't produce that. And so it's all these little comments and little like things that's been coming up where people are upset about Rihanna's Super Bowl performance. So that's one thing that I saw in the media. And then another thing I saw was, do you know his name? The Clear Eyes guy?
Ben Stein?
Ben Stein.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he looks so damn old right
He's
now.
old.
So he did this video on the internet. First off, he too old to be doing this internet stuff. Boy, you is not in a loop right now. So he did this internet video, had somebody record him, and he's talking about how they took Aunt Jemima off the pancake bottle. So I like my pancake syrup better with Aunt Jemima on it. This new pancake bottle without Aunt Jemima is just not the same. And everybody's like, the syrup is still the same.
Right.
It just don't have a picture on it. Like, why do you? There was like, is he being racially insensitive, or is he like trying to like be respectful to the black community?
Right.
He's like, I don't want my syrup without Aunt Jemima.
Right.
It's so stupid. And the internet was going crazy. Like, who's that? The Clear Eyes guy?
Yeah.
Like, he still looked like himself, but he looked like old.
He is old.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what's his point? Is he trying to be like, hey, you
He's
don't
mad
have to-
because they took Aunt Jemima off the damn bottle.
Right. He's like, you don't need to get rid of Aunt Jemima.
No, what he said, I like my syrup when I knew a hard-working black woman made these pancakes. She ain't make the syrup or the pancakes. They just threw her fucking face on the bottle.
Right.
It's just a silly thing, but the internet was going crazy because he said that. And it's like, is he being racist or is... No, he's not being racist. Like, he is... If you look at his history, he marched with Dr. Martin Luther King. He ain't being racially insensitive. He just don't understand how the internet works now and how they, like, take stuff and just run with it. It was just literally an oblivion to how the internet works.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, is that wrong to take Aunt Jemima off the bottle?
Is
it right?
I think the
Or is
reason
it
for
just
them doing
indifferent?
it, because everybody's saying Aunt Jemima, you got a slave on a bottle that didn't get any benefit from it. So you're still using her face on a bottle, and she never reaped any benefits from actually being on a bottle. That was kind of like the biggest part of why they took it off. Because people were like, well, she never even... she still died like poor and like her family poor, but y'all made all this money off her face. And so they finally took it off the bottle because people had been bitching about it for so long.
Right.
And then he's like, I wanted her face on that bottle because I knew this hard-working lady made these pancakes. Like, what do that got to do with the pancakes?
Nothing. We're talking about syrup here.
Exactly. So they was like, Ben Stein, get off the internet. Somebody
Yeah, right.
needs to like censor him because he don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's just I mean, I get it. Some of the older generation, they got this internet game locked, but this is a young man's sport, this internet stuff. There's so many things popping up constantly. You kind of have to like be in tune with it. And you could tell he was completely out of the loop.
Right. That's interesting.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I thought so. So I've been doing this diet recently. Speaking about syrup.
Syrup, yeah.
Yeah.
Extra syrup.
Yeah. I've been doing this diet. I've been trying my hardest. I'm having a really hard time.
Having a hard time with
Yeah.
the diet because your corn dogs come up frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just having a hard time. The butter, no cheese, no butter, no carbs, no bread is too much. It's too much of a diet. What I'm supposed to do?
Right.
It's
Well,
like
well, you don't have to cut everything out. You're making it too difficult for you to eat better because you want to.
if I eat better, I ain't gotta work out.
Oh, okay.
If I like, okay, I do. I guess I gotta work out a little bit.
Right.
But I work at a job where I'm working my ass off all the time. That's kind of a workout.
Yeah, but you do it every day.
Right. So I need to do something
So
different.
you're already doing that, right?
Right.
Right.
So I need to do something different.
Right.
Man, it's difficult. I haven't had butter in 2 weeks, and I'm struggling right now. My body is fucking then dried up. I ain't got no butter. I feel like my skin dry. My lips,
my bones are dry.
my lips keep getting chapped. I ain't had no butter. I'm like, oh my god, like I need to do something.
I need so that and them oils in my body. Oh man, that's funny.
And then I feel like also since I've been on a diet, everybody keep just offering me bad things. Since I've been on a diet, everybody's like, hey, do you want this cake? Hey, do you want these cupcakes? You want these donuts? No, bitch, I'm on a diet.
Right.
And they're like, oh, okay.
I'm eating a corn dog here. Didn't you tell him on a diet?
Yesterday at my job, the owner, my boss, he comes up to me. He's like, because he do the same thing. He's like, I got a pie. I only can eat half of it. I cut it in half. Can you share the other half with me? And it's like he's always doing that. He'll get a donut and then he'll cut it in half. He's like, you want the other half? Stop giving me your half. No, I don't want your other half. He's like, I can't eat the whole thing. I don't want to eat the whole thing. So you want to take half? So then he puts whipped cream on it. It's a peach cobbler pie. And then he puts whipped cream on it and he brings it to me. He's like, Carmen, you've been working all day. You want to take half this pie?
Half this pie?
I was like, no. He was like, come on, just try it. Just try a little bit. It's amazing. I'm like, these are canned peaches. This is like fruit cocktail peaches that you didn't put in this pie. I do not want any parts of this pie right now.
No?
And I don't like cooked fruit.
Right.
So that's the biggest thing.
Okay.
Is I don't like cooked fruit. So the pie wasn't appealing to me in the first place. But it's like, I want a diet. And they keep offering me pies and cakes and stuff.
Right.
Like, no. Stop offering me that. And you keep doing it too.
Yeah.
You want steak and shake? No, I don't want.
Well, I got the gift card to the Steak and Shake. We got to use it.
You use it.
Okay.
You can get a burger and a shake and probably pay $1 with your gift card, and that's it.
Actually, you get $3.95 back.
What you mean?
What I just said. You get $3.95 back.
If you get both of those?
Yeah.
Oh, you checked it out?
Yeah.
Damn, boy. You get some fries with that then.
Yeah.
You go ahead. You get you
No, that's with the fries.
Okay, you got to get an extra.
Burger, fries, shake. You get $3.95 back.
Oh, my God. You crazy. You didn't went into the details. I never even been a Steak and Shake.
I know. That's why I think you would like a nice side-by-side milkshake.
Yeah, no.
They get 2 flavors, and they pour it in the same thing, and they go... So it's one flavor on one side and one on the other. You can get mint and peanut butter.
Yeah.
Peanut butter mint.
It's funny because I took a bus recently because the Lyft were so expensive. I said I'm just gonna jump on this bus and just go down the street. And I'm waiting on this bus, and the driver, they stop at this one stop. They go into Wendy's. So he goes in there, and then he comes out when he gets on the bus. He's like, I really wanted a Frosty. And I said, fuck it, I'm getting that Frosty. I kept thinking about it, and today I said I'm just gonna stop thinking about it and do it. And I look at what he got. He got an extra large cup of Frosty. I said, I didn't even know they did Frosties like that.
They got fancy Frosties now. You can get Frosties with stuff in them.
But you don't need an extra large chocolate Frosty. That's crazy.
It used to be you get a Frosty, it was the one size, and it was chocolate.
Yeah.
Now they got vanilla Frosties. They got like stuff you can put in them.
Right. See, I'll do a little tiny Frosty that come in like an 8-ounce cup.
A little tiny one. Yeah.
He had a triple extra large cup with a whole Frosty in it.
Right.
He's like, I can eat ice cream every day. Don't you see how big I am? I'm like, okay. He was like, yeah. I was like, well, we didn't really get a winner here. So you could have ate Frosties the whole winter.
You're gonna jinx us next year.
He's like, I was like, well, the winter kind of been mild, so you could have kind of ate Frosties every day. He was like, I try to eat the ice cream as much as I can.
So when he said that he think about getting those Frosties every day, today's the day.
And then
there's a lot of days that was the day.
He stops at Wendy's all the time, every day for his job. He going in there getting that frost, but it was 70 degrees outside.
Yeah, it was warm.
Yeah, so he's 68 or something like that. Yeah. So he's like, today was the day to get that Frosty. But then I'm like, I ain't never seen nobody get an extra large cup. Yeah. You know the extra large cups at Wendy's, the really like the big gulp.
Yeah.
He got a big gulp Frosty.
He got a big gulp Frosty.
I ain't never even knew. I was like, damn, I ain't never seen nothing like that before. I ain't never seen nobody get a big gulp Frosty.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, I got the big one. Today was the day.
Today's the day.
Like, damn.
Got the Big Gulp Frosty. Gulp.
That is so unhealthy, dude. That cannot. I was like, I'm trying to be on a diet. That's why I didn't get a Frosty. He was like, look at me. I ain't on no diet. I get the big Frosty.
I get the Big Frosty, and I eat ice cream every day.
He's like, I'm comfortable with myself. I'm comfortable with being this size.
This is where I live. I drive a bus. I eat Frosties. This is my life.
Okay, we laughing right now, but we really got to talk about this before we get off. We got to talk about this this Pez outlaw because people need to hear about this.
What?
The Pez thing I saw you watching. I couldn't believe it. It's people who collect Pez dispensers.
Yeah, so the Pez Outlaw was a documentary about a guy, and he was a Pez collector. He collected Pez.
I didn't even know that existed.
Well, there's like special editions and stuff. And this guy, he was going to like Sweden, I think, and he was like getting like Pez that weren't available in America and bringing them back here and then like selling them on the black Pez market.
Oh my God.
And you know, just doing like weird, and he was advertising in like magazines. But the reason I put it on the list was you say I like to have stuff, but I ain't no Pez man.
No, you don't like stuff like that. At least the stuff you have is somewhat like maybe some stuff you just look at, some whatever. But the Pez. Okay, the reason why I'm not weirded out, but the reason why I was so confused about the Pez Outlaw thing is because Pez candy is so nasty. It's
Well,
like, why would you want that?
You don't get it for the candy. You get it for the dispenser. Yeah.
And they're just like showing their little things. And I was like, damn, they showed a couple of people houses where they had hundreds of thousands of Pez dispensers.
Yeah, there was some woman, and she just looked like an everyday woman. And she's like, you know, I could tell you that I spent $20,000 on a Pez dispenser.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, how do you get $20,000?
She paying off a motherfucking loan for a Pez, for one Pez dispenser.
One Pez, yeah.
Are you crazy? You like, how do you live that way? She probably don't smoke cigarettes or drink or anything.
Right.
She can't afford to have any other habits.
My vice is Pez.
That's the only vice she can have.
Right.
If you spending $20,000 on a Pez dispenser, girl, that's crazy.
Right.
It's like, what kind of? And I look at all those shows like that, like Hoarders and like all these things, and it's like Pez dispensers is crazy.
Got to get into it.
I'm like, them candies are nasty. I don't know why people.
But it's not about the candy.
I know it's not, but the candies are so nasty. You don't think that the Pez dispenser that you spend $20,000 on come with the candies?
I don't know.
Shouldn't it?
Yeah.
If I get a $20,000 Pez dispenser, it better come with a big ass box of fucking candy.
Of candy, yeah. Like, I just eat Pez every day.
Oh my God,
I love Pez.
They're so nasty. They're not nasty, but they're just no substance to them.
Yeah,
they're just.
It's like you go like that. The one comes out, you take it out.
It's just just a sweet chalky thing.
Yeah,
yeah. It's just a allure of
not
just
as good as a Smartie.
No,
but better than what?
Nothing.
But better, not as good as a Smartie, but better than nothing.
Yeah, definitely not as good as a Smartie. Smarties are good.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right, well, we at the end of this episode. Thank you guys again for watching another episode of the Sweet Gravy Podcast. If you have any questions or suggestions, please go to sweetgravypod@gmail.com. You can also check us out on YouTube and every other streaming platform.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye-bye.